Good evening, and thank you for joining us for today's segment of Internet and the Law. Today we will evaluate the terms of use and the following statements for Priceline.com. We will address the agreement and if the contract is valid. Next, we will define the user's obligations as well as the obligations of Priceline.com. And what changes or recommendations would we make for Priceline.com? As many of you know, Priceline.com is an American company and commercial website that claims to help users obtain discounted rates for travel related purchases such as airline tickets and hotel stays. Founded by J.S. Walker, Priceline is not a direct supplier of these services, but instead it facilitates the provision of travel services by its suppliers to its customers. Do you think the terms of use and agreement is a valid contract? Well, let's first define what a contract is. A contract is an agreement reached after sufficient consideration to do or refrain from doing. A contract is considered valid when two or more parties with capacity make an agreement involving valid consideration to do or to refrain from doing some lawful act. If these elements exist, the contract is valid. If one or more of these necessary elements is missing, the contract is void or voidable. In other words, it is not a true contract and therefore cannot be enforced. Brent Trout, author of Cyber Law, a legal arsenal for online business, writes, online commercial transactions typically fall into two categories: detailed custom agreements, which vary from customer to customer, and general agreements detailing terms and conditions to which every customer must agree before accessing certain contents of the website. The first type of contract he speaks of simply states that the laws regarding the interpretation and enforceability of online contracts and paper contracts are pretty much the same. The second type of contract states that without the user agreeing to the terms of use, the user will not be able to have access to certain areas of the website. After reviewing the above definition, this makes the contract between Priceline, in my opinion, between Priceline and its users valid. Websites should give the user the option of agreeing or disagreeing. If they choose not to agree, it is safe to say that they may not be able to move forward within the website. It will behoove the user to read the terms of the contract before clicking the I agree icon. I believe that it does matter whether the user selects I agree or not. The user's obligations are outlined clearly, and it states that the user acknowledges that all content, for example, all content including information, data, software, photographs, video, music, sounds, are the copywritten works of Priceline.com and the travel services providers. The user is also obligated to changes of personal information and not to allow anyone to use their information for buying purposes. The user, if pursuing the services of Priceline.com, must agree to the terms of use as outlined by Priceline.com. Priceline.com seems to be obligated to providing a full refund if the user is not given the price that was originally given. Also, Priceline.com must post changes to the terms and conditions, publish and maintain accurate prices, I would recommend to Priceline.com that they first simply simplify the terms of use by reducing the amount of legal jargon used. Priceline.com has a diverse community. A diverse community utilizing its services, and everyone is in need of understanding the terms. Trout again points out that utilizing standardized terminology will not only reduce litigation costs, but it will also reduce the likelihood of a court invalidating your click-through agreement. In conclusion, the user should make themselves completely knowledgeable of the terms of use before moving forward within the website on Priceline.com. It could play a major part in the buying process, whereas Priceline.com should become more aware of its users and their needs to move forward. Thank you. Have a good evening.